Welcome to SGL Spiritual Guided Life. This is your entrepreneur collective reading. For those of you who are new to SGL, welcome. Make sure that you subscribe. If you have any feedback or questions, email me at spiritualguidinglight@gmail.com. The email will be in the description box. Remain positive. We have looking good. Entrepreneur, your affirmation. Your action affirmation is I have been given endless talents, which I begin today. I saw a free gift, develop a new skill, and your authentic emotion is I reveal my true self. Universal love is the chain breaker. Your divine guidance is Gaia. Shine on. Okay, it says there is a positive quality in beauty, and that's why they are called it attractive. That's why they call it attractive. Apply effort into appearance. It says bro. Okay. There's no gender on that. May your day go accordingly. Let's see here. This is weird today. It's not weird. They're not, they're just, let me get direction on looking good. Because your transformation is looking good. Your status as an entrepreneur is looking good. Your rapport is looking good. You putting in effort is looking good. You not giving up and being positive is looking good. You revealing your true self, right, is looking good. Accepting your talents, right, is looking very, very good. With the universal love, the chain breaker, breaking chains that no longer serve you, breaking habits that no longer serve you. You fill in the blank and pertaining to what that is. Everyone is different pertaining to new systems and how you operate and how you reset your mind and the routines that you implement in your daily task. Okay, direction, I'm looking good. Okay, that's just too many. For those of you who are now just tuning in to SGL because you asked for this episode, welcome. The Three of Wands. We have expansion. Looking ahead, it's about where you're going. The Nine of Swords, anxiety, fear. The Knight of Cups, idleness. Imagine it. Okay, so the Nine of Swords is kind of confirming your authentic self, right? Having anxiety, still worrying about opinions or expectations that you could be placing upon yourself. Because when we already experience people, right, you have to fill in the blank of who the people are, okay? The situation. If you've already experienced disappointment, because I was going to say heartache, but disappointment, and you fill in the blank on the level of the emotion that had been established. You already aware of the outcome of trying to reconnect with something that no longer serves you. So it's very, very, very important to break away from those habits. It is really good to get, it is, yeah, like the rebel said, to get expert assistance, and just, a counselor or psychiatrist can help you guide you into implementing some exercises in your life so that you can be able to remove those blockages of that anxiety and being able to maintain anxiety for the most part in the worry, knowing how to deal with overwhelming things that will prevent you from being impulsive and stepping away from a positive mindset. Okay. So with the Knight of Cups, being sensitive, confirming the affirmation, I have been giving endless talents, which I begin utilize today. Being sensitive to your talents, someone's going to criticize you. You have to understand that, and you have to be able to take criticism. How are you going to learn from that? And that's stubborn energy when you're unable. There's a difference from someone just being plain out rude and someone just being plain out honest, but that's their opinion. You have to understand that, okay? All right, let's go ahead and this is a collective entrepreneur read. We have inspiration. All right, we have inspiration. Listen to your heart. Collective, what motivates you? Okay. This is speaking of talents here. Your true self. Okay. Ideas. Have lots of ideas, journal them down. Organize your ideas, collective. We have online course. What you need to learn can be found online. For some of you, consider teaching or referring someone to an online course. Okay, just one moment. And then we have bills. Pay your bills on time. Check your savings and your credit. We're going to cross that with the online course, because depending on your online course, you want to make sure that you're able to be within your budget. Okay, we have the moon at the bottom. Coming from the bottom to the top, you want to make sure that you don't have a poor mind mentality where if you have a certain habit of something that you're spending on, invest into yourself so that you can reap the good benefits. That is the risk here. Okay. Let's see. The moon is telling you that things may not be as they seem. Trust your instincts to see past these illusions. You may also be experiencing mood swings, dormant insecurities, or instability. If you're waiting for an answer, then be prepared to wait. Understand this. Being in a waiting period, okay, waiting and being still are two different things. Waiting is saying, one day I'm going to be the number one best-selling entrepreneur. Do you hear me? You're waiting. You're waiting for a door to open with no action, no movement. The wheel is going to keep going. Time is going to keep going. The hourglass, that grain of sand. How many times have we turned the hourglass and you're still waiting? Being still is still putting forth action, keeping yourself present, keeping yourself content, not humble, but content, right? Being open to all possibilities, being still in your craft, your passion, okay? Moving forward, we're 10 minutes in. We have office space in reverse. Your space is a reflection of you, what you do. And this came in reverse. Let me clarify that. As a side note here, where do I want to put this? Okay. Office space in reverse. For some of you who work at home, okay. Yeah, this is at home. This is at home. There is also, they have virtual offices where you can rent a space for a day if that's accessible in your area. There are hubs, there's coffee shops, but for some of you, there is the Nine of Swords on here, who you want to get out the house, right? But the anxiety, just take one day at a time, slowly but surely, okay? If you have someone that you can trust that is willing to assist you, okay? Because that can really put an illusion of thinking that people are against you or you're in harm's way. Too much movement can, if you are used to being in the house, this is for someone, and too much movement can cause anxiety and cause you to clam in. Well, just breathe. You have to breathe and speak to yourself, that you're experiencing something new, you're getting out of the house and you feel good, and breathe and look at the surrounding. If you have birds, if you have good nature around you, if your land is rich and you're in the country, embrace those things. Just breathe, inhale and exhale, and just remind yourself that you are breaking the habit of being closed in, because when you're closed in, entrepreneur, it cancels out creativity, creates that blockage of healthy thinking, okay? Especially if you're an individual who is able to be indoors, right? With no sound, you're able to control, well, most people who don't have to listen to music, right, can control their thoughts and emotions. But if you are in it for too long, it becomes an addiction. And then that's where the confusion and all those other negative elements start to attach to itself. And then next thing you know, you literally created this virus in your mind and you're in this sunken place. Okay. As I will call it, is the sinking hole, because we are outer space. We forget that, as we as we're busy with our day as an entrepreneur. And if you're an aspiring entrepreneur, claim your entrepreneurship today. Okay, take one day at a time. But moving forward, we create our own sunken space within our mind in space. Let's go ahead and so basically we don't have to clarify that. So we have goals, okay? From the bottom, it's where you're going, entrepreneur. Speaking about that anxiety, take one step at a time, okay? And my suggestion to you, if you feel like you don't have a support system, make sure that you're not venting your transition to people who are not going to give you the supportive feedback that you need. That's why those counseling services those 800 numbers are really good for support. Okay. Yeah, balance it out. Temperance at the bottom. Okay. Networking. And I saw a collaboration. Temperance is balancing things out. Okay. I'm going to shed some light on you, collective, for your entrepreneur read. This is your Thursday entrepreneur reading, collective. Council of Light, divine orchestration, helpers in a subtle realm. This is that standing still. Remember when I was saying about there's a difference from being still and waiting. When you're being still and you are putting the effort, but you're taking one day at a time, right? It's in divine orchestration. It's in divine decency and in order. It's a way to go about things. I like this. I like divine orchestration as it pertaining to being formal, okay? Showing respect to everything as in a form of unification, okay? Alignment. That's the moment where, most people would say, well, sinners, they get blessed too. It's because they're when you're in alignment. It's when it's inaccessible to anyone. It's just, you have free of thought, free of heart, and you're being aligned to the unknown. Okay. Anything else for the entrepreneur? You are ready, doing it. Stop overthinking and keep facing your true north. Let me give you one more pertaining to confusion. Confusion is not of God. Protection, call back your power, cut cords, soul retrieval. That is in confirmation of your universal love of alignment. The chain breaker, okay? That is your collective entrepreneur reading. For those of you who have not subscribe, and you will be kept updated with each episode that is going to be released on the show of SGL moving forward. If you have any feedback or questions, they're highly recommended and accepted. Email spiritualguidinglight@gmail.com. And just keep in mind that keep balancing everything out. Self, mind, body, and soul. All right. Don't forget, love is kind, love is gentle, and that is you.